critic, Michael Jaafar.
I agree with Michael. He did. I'm listening to this guy. He's clunky. He's missing opportunities. He's frustrated at times with the process, which is totally understandable. And he gave up a deal for time served to roll the dice for this narcissistic exercise in front of everybody, with the stakes being so high. I think that this is a train wreck, and this is a winnable case. He's got a witness that was there, that was stabbed, who's going to say he didn't do it. And I think that any public defender could have done a better job.
And with the time served offer, and Michael Jaafar, if you can weigh in on this, only 7 witnesses so far from the state, and they offered him before he came to trial, yes, time served. What does that say about the state's belief in their own case?
Here's what I think, and again, this is my own conspiracy, but I'm pretty sure I'm right in this. The prosecution made that analysis that once he wrote that letter to the judge accusing him of being a part of a criminal mastermind and that he fired his attorneys, they knew about it because the attorneys had to call the prosecutor and tell him, hey, I got fired. And so the prosecution just kind of took their foot off the pedal and said, we're going to win this case going away. It's very, very easy. And so they kind of just mailed it in and didn't really put their full force into the case. This defendant reminds me of one specific defendant I had. I had a perfect trial record in defending people, and then I was forced to take a public defense of a person who was on video doing the crime that they accused him of doing. And his defense to me was, and he was really convinced that this was going to win him the cases, I don't do this for a living. I just did it this one time. So I tried to explain to him, well, but you're only being accused of this one time. You're not being accused. And, and by the way, you do have a rap sheet. And so I have a deal lined up for you. We should take a deal. This is a case that should not go to trial. He just would not take the deal. He insisted on going forward. He insisted on testifying in his own trial. The judge wouldn't let me quit the case, and it was just an embarrassment. And so this guy reminds me of that exact person and that exact profile. And by the way, that happens across the board. You can ask any former public defender. They'll tell you the majority of my clients were just nuts and did not have the right frame of mind to put together a defense. So that's my opinion on why he didn't take a plea, and that's why I don't think he took a plea. I think he truly believes that he's going to win this case.
And walk out with his head held high.
I mean, I think what you mentioned about that victim who is saying that he didn't do it, and you don't have the co-defendant, who's the main one in the stabbing, testifying. I think there's some holes, but I think a defense attorney could wrap this up nicely in a closing argument, so we'll have to see.